To part 6 of digestion and absorption in human. So in my previous video, that is in part 5th, we have discussed about the histology of human gut. That is, the human gut is divided into 4 layers. It is mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, and outer one is serosa. So let me try to understand more about that. Mucosal layer of our gut contain irregular folds in the stomach. We call it as rugae, which is meant for increasing the surface area of absorption. So rugae are present in the mucosal layer of our gut. So mucosal layer form a irregular fold in the stomach. We call it as rugae. It may comes for the 1 mark question. Define rugae. So what you are supposed to write? These are the irregular folds formed from the mucosal layer in the stomach. And there are certain villi in the gut. You are going to see certain villi. Mucosal layer form a small finger-like folding in the small intestine. We call it as villi. The villus is a single. We call it as villus. A villus is about 0.5 to 1 mm long. So have a look on the picture. You can clearly see the villus containing blood vessels and lacteal. So these are the physiology of our gut. So the single villi, when you dissect it, you are going to get a picture like this. You are going to see a lumen and lymphoid vessels. These are the small microvilli with the capillaries, and when you just dissect the small intestine, they are present in the small intestine. This is the more clear picture of your villi. So you can see the lacteal cells, lymphoid nodes, interstitial glands, submucosal layer, then circular layer of smooth muscles, and longitudinal layer of smooth muscles which are present in the intestine. You can have the layer like mucosa, submuscularis, submucosa, and serosa. These are the layers. You can have a look of serosa clearly. You can see in the picture serosa. Then comes muscularis externa, submucosa, muscularis mucosa, and mucosal layer, where you are going to find your villi. So we are going to see the villi. So one more picture of the villi which will tell you a clear picture or the clear clarification of the layers like serosa, submuscularis, muscularis, and mucosal layer, which is found in the stomach. Okay, wall of the stomach, that is small intestine. Internal structure of your villus. It consists of epithelial cell, and it has a path of nutrient subunits containing lacteals, and it has a capillaries, goblet cells, and microvilli which are having brush border like appearance. Fine. So what is the work of a microvilli? Each villi or each villus has a numerous electron microscopic evagination. We call it as microvilli. Both villi and microvilli increase the surface area of digestion and absorption of food. So what is the function of microvilli? The function of the microvilli, having a small and very minute structures or evacuation, numerous electronic microscopic evacuations are present. We call them as microvilli. So the villi along with the microvilli increases the surface area of digestion and absorption of food. So now let me pass on to the digestive glands. Which are the digestive glands? Which are taking part to convert complex food material into the simpler one. So the digestive glands are salivary gland, pancreas, liver, gastric glands, and intestinal glands. These are the glands which are responsible to convert complex food material into simpler one. Okay, have a look on the picture. Salivary glands present in the mouth, pancreas near your stomach, liver the largest organ, and gastric glands are present in our alimentary canal, intestinal glands which are present in the intestine. So digestive enzyme. So I have highlighted ASE. Anything which is ending with ASE, we named it as enzymes. So first enzyme which I am going to tell you is about carbohydrates. Whenever any a particular thing which is ending with ASE, we named it as enzyme. So the first digestive enzyme is carbohydrates. Amylase, carbohydrate digesting enzyme. Example, ptyalin and maltose. Maltose and ptyalin are said to be the carbohydrate amylase digesting enzymes. Next one is proteases, protein digesting enzyme. Example, aminopeptidase. Hydrolysis, group of enzyme released from a cell. Digestive system play a major role in the extracellular digestion in human. So a group of enzymes. These are the group of enzyme which are released from the cell or a digestive system, plays a major role in the extracellular digestion in human being. So what is the work of an enzyme? It is going to work, or it is going to play a major role in the extracellular digestion in human. So let me start with the first one, salivary gland. Salivary gland. Saliva secreted from the salivary gland found in the buccal cavity. 3 pair of salivary glands are present in our mouth. We call it as parotid glands, sublingual glands and submaxillary glands. So these are the 3 types of salivary glands which are present in our buccal cavity. So our buccal cavity comprises of these 3 types of salivary gland. First one is parotid gland, which is the most largest one among 3, sublingual gland and submaxillary gland. Fine. So now let me tell you the composition of the saliva. What does our saliva contain? Saliva is derived from the blood plasma. The plasma which is present in our blood can give out the saliva. It secretes round about 1.5 liter of saliva per day. So per day how much saliva is being produced in our body? 1.5 liters. It is slightly alkaline in nature. It contains water, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, chlorine and bicarbonates. Mucin, ptyalin, lysozyme and inorganic salt. So this is the composition of our saliva. Fine, you are supposed to remember for competitive what is the composition of saliva. So saliva is slightly alkaline in nature. It contains water as well as electrolytes like sodium, potassium, chlorine, bicarbonate. It also has mucin, ptyalin, lysozyme and inorganic salts in them. Ptyalin digests starch in maltose. So ptyalin is responsible for digestion of starch into maltose. It is going to convert starch into a simple sugar called maltose. Okay. So these are the composition of our saliva. I hope you understand. I will continue my next gland in the next part. Thank you.